All right, we are recording now. So like I said, this is our teacher engagement information session. It's an opportunity to give you an overview of all the different programs we have running this year. We are going into our third year of teacher engagement and really have grown exponentially. It's crazy. So we're adding new programs every year. So if you engaged in a program a couple years ago, I guarantee you there's something you didn't know that we're doing this year. So we're always growing and changing. So before we get too much of a deep dive into it, I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself and my team. I'm Jessica Solano. I'm the teacher engagement leader here at Polk County Public Schools. I have been a teacher for about 10 years, and lastly at Highlands Grove Elementary, teaching with Emily Stevens. And I was teaching third grade math. I absolutely loved it, and I miss it every day. So after that opportunity, while I was teaching, I was able to kick off some programs like our Exciting Excellence program and our Leading from the Classroom program as a teacher. And the district was super excited about the data that they saw and actually created a department that would really be focused on teacher retention, teacher support, teacher leadership. So we're excited that the district was able to sustain the programs. So that being said, I'm going to introduce my colleagues. I'm going to start with Tamika Thompson, and then we'll move to Mallory Williamson. Go ahead, Tamika.
Good morning, everybody. Tamika Thompson here, Teacher Engagement Coordinator. I'm going into my 15th year here with the district, so super excited to say that. And I'm just 16 years old, so I don't know how that happened. But anyway, I'm so excited to be a part of this team. Most of my time has been in the secondary science world as a teacher and then an instructional coach, but I'm excited to be with teacher engagement, almost at my 2-year mark here with this team. As Jessica said, we have grown exponentially, and we're so excited that we get to share these programs with you because many of them are birthed out of your experiences, your ideas, your feedback. And so we're just excited to be in this positive feedback loop with all of you and able to support you as you grow. And we make teaching in Polk County a premier experience. So welcome, and it's good to see you all today. And I'll turn it over to my colleague, Mallory Williamson.
Hey guys, my name is Mallory Williamson. I often refer to myself at this time as the new kid on the block. I started in July. Before that, I actually was a teacher at Wendell Watson Elementary for 9 years. I've been with Polk County Schools for 10 years. So I'm really excited to be able to have made the transition over to teacher engagement. I think I told them last year that you won't be able to get rid of me, and that definitely came true. So as you notice, if you see me divert my attention a couple times, I'm letting people come in as we are recording and going through the presentation so that I really am not looking around or distracted. I'm just trying to get everybody in on time. But I'm so happy you guys are here.
Awesome. Thanks, ladies. Yes, we have an awesome team. If you've not gotten a chance to meet us, I think that you'll see that when you do meet us, that we really all three have a heart for teachers and can completely relate to the experiences that you're going through. We all have different experiences from secondary down to elementary, and each one is so different. And so it's exciting every time we get to interact with teachers. We see that everyone's experience is so vastly different, but the commonalities between them really help support each other. So we're really excited about getting to show you all the different programs we have. So in saying that, I'm going to go ahead and get started in our presentation. Really, the goal of teacher engagement is to give you an overview of the variety of the engagement opportunities that we have available to all PCPS teachers. So we say all with emphasis because when we first got started, we heard pretty often that, oh, teacher engagement, don't you guys help new teachers? And we do help new teachers, but we have a major part of our, I would say at least half of what we do is really focused on teacher leadership. As being classroom teachers, all three of us, for quite a bit, we saw that you get to a point where you want to make an impact beyond the walls of your classroom. And sometimes that doesn't mean actually having to leave your classroom. While you're a teacher, sometimes we hear all the time saying, oh, I'm just a teacher. What could I do? And so we want to get us out of this mindset of being just a teacher and show that there are ways that you can really have an impact on your colleagues in the district, at your school, and it can be in the walls of your classroom. So we love getting opportunities to lift up teacher voices. So we'll get into that as well. So if you're joining us, we're going to go through a bunch of programs. We do even more than what we have on here, but these are the big ones we want to make sure that you're exposed to. I want you to be thinking about, where is this something that applies to me? Is this something that I could engage in? And if so, we will definitely give you an opportunity to follow up. I see that the chat box is lighting up, so I'm going to say Tamika and Mallory, go ahead and feel free to interrupt me and vice versa, because we'll each take different parts if we need to stop for to answer in the chat as well. So how are we doing on the chat so far? Let's see.
We're good.
Good? Okay, awesome. All right, so basically when we talk about teacher leaders or teacher engagement, we're broken down into 3 pillars. We have the new teacher support, teacher leadership, and district culture. So us are going to take a different section of that and show you the different programs and opportunities that align with each one. But we thought it would be great first to start with this really fabulous video that we've been able to compile that really kind of highlights all that we do in one quick snapshot. And then what we'll do later after that video is take a deeper dive into that. If you're a teacher at Polk County Public Schools, you get exclusive access to teacher engagement. Teacher engagement is for all teachers, both new and experienced. We focus on new teacher support, teacher leadership, and district culture. These are just a few of the ways that teachers can get engaged, stay connected, and take advantage of leadership opportunities. If you're a new teacher, you'll definitely want to make sure you join us at a new teacher seminar. These monthly seminars are great ways to continue your learning from tips and discuss topics that matter most to new teachers. Best of all, we're now adding virtual Facebook Live seminars. We hit on topics like classroom management, family engagement, and trauma-informed teaching, to name a few. Looking to be a part of a peer mentor program? Then Extending Excellence is for you. This is a unique program that pairs novice teachers with their high-impact peers through feedback from classroom observation. Here's how it works. Teachers observe a peer mentor in action, as well as see each other in their classrooms. They each get feedback from their peers and practice using new techniques in their own classroom all month. Teams continue to regroup to do feedback observations throughout the year and watch their teaching get stronger with each round. Take a look at what teachers are saying about Extending Excellence. Next up is our teacher leadership program, Leading from the Classroom. This program allows classroom teachers to take on a leadership role and make a significant impact on their own campus. These teachers learn essential teacher leadership skills and leave feeling empowered to make a difference in a way that matters to them. If you're a teacher who wants to make an impact beyond the walls of your classroom, then you should consider applying for Leading from the Classroom. How about getting connected outside of the classroom? That's where many groups come in. These are common interest groups that allow teachers to engage in fun leisure activities all around Polk. Here's a few ways teachers are getting connected with affinity groups. Finally, you'll want to mark your calendar for our biannual Emerge events. These events capture teacher voice and experiences by having teachers lead discussions and breakout sessions. What makes these events so powerful? Teachers love the opportunity to learn and grow from each other. So remember, no matter the experience level, teachers are welcome to engage. So I would try not to touch anything, because when I touch it, everything starts, it'll pause the video and everything. So I was wondering, I was getting that little kind of error on my sound. So what we'll do next time, we have one more video to share. We'll go ahead and do it straight from YouTube to see if that helps, but we'll also go ahead and send the video as well. And I love, Tamika, thank you, put that link to where it is on YouTube as well. The good thing about that is that we are going through it right now. So we'll kind of highlight everything that was in that video. But if you're wanting to share with other people on your campus to say, hey, teacher engagement's doing great stuff, it's a really great video to share. So I'm going to take this first part on new teacher support. So if you're joining us as either, when we say new teacher, we really mean teachers in their first 3 to 5 years. So if you are brand new, coming from a different career, coming straight out of an education program, these are definitely programs that will matter to you. If you are even coming from a different district or a different state, when we talk to teachers who are coming from out of our district, they still say that there's a lot in our new teacher seminars and different programs that are super helpful as well, to kind of help acclimate you to how we do things here in Polk County. So let me take a look here. Our first one that we're going to talk about is our new teacher Facebook group. This is brand new this year and has been truly a game changer. It is amazing. So what we have done is we've created a Facebook group for people who were just newly hired for the 2020-2021 school year. So people that were starting to get hired after, I believe it was like mid-April and on. So if you were just hired during that time, you were given an opportunity to join the Facebook group. If that describes you, your hire date, we also have the Facebook group link right there, so you can have that and go ahead and try to join. This has been, when we say game changer, it's amazing because we have people that are coming from out of state, from around the district, and they're coming and they don't know anyone. And so we have people even coming from Pennsylvania, from Michigan, and they're making posts in the group, and then they're being able to say, oh, I'm from Pennsylvania too, I'm from Michigan too, and then they're able to make these connections right away. We have groups of teachers who are at the same school, like a McLaughlin group, that was able to all get connected with each other ahead of time and start making those relationships. It was so super cool. And then we also put in a few of our teacher leaders in there to help answer some questions. So that's been really exciting to get to see these connections between teachers who have really found their footing and been really effective within our district, getting to kind of welcome in our brand new teachers. So it's really, really been neat. Another awesome part about this group is that they've been able to ask a ton of questions. And sometimes they're questions like advice from other teachers, like what are some beginning of the year strategies that you use? What are some school supplies that you just couldn't live without? But then there's also really great questions about like onboarding or certification. And so we are really excited that of all the years for this to kick off, it kicked off in this year, because there's been so much change and so much, as you all know, that this is just a crazy year, crazy start to the school year. And so sometimes, unfortunately, our new teachers, because they're not in our email system yet, right, they can happen to be kind of forgotten. So this has been really great in keeping them in the loop, keeping them connected. It's been really, really exciting to get to see that. So we're about like 400 people in the group. So if you're not in it yet and you have been hired for the 2020-21 school year as a brand new teacher, even if you're coming in with experience, we want you to join the group because it'll definitely keep you connected all year long. And this group gets to stay together. Even after this year, that is your group. You will always have these people. And we'll go ahead and build a new group for the next group incoming teachers. We also do monthly new teacher seminars. So this is not new. We've been doing this since our very first year. But in the previous 2 years, we were trying to host it in different sides of the district because our district is so huge. We would have 1 month at Jim Miles in Lakeland, and then 1 month, the next month we do it at Haines City High School. And it would be the same topic, but it would be provided so that way people that live over in Haines City don't have to drive all the way to Lakeland, and people in Lakeland don't have to drive all the way to Haines City. It was available to everybody. But when we went to distance learning in March, we did our April New Teacher Seminar on Facebook Live, and were incredibly blown away with how much interaction we got, even as a virtual seminar. So we use Zoom. We still do the same thing we always do, which is we'd like to empower teachers. We give them teacher leaders opportunities to share what's going on in their classroom. They give advice relating to the topic that we have, and they still showcase what they do. At that point, they were talking about Microsoft Teams and Zoom and Nearpod. So we were able to have the Zoom session, but also broadcast to Facebook Live. And to date, we've had like over 1,200 views and tons of engagement. We still have an implementation activity. That was our most popular implementation activity to date. So we found that really having an opportunity to be able to, after a long day of teaching, to be able to come home and sit on your couch and engage with a new teacher seminar may be our best option. And not really like we have an option this year, especially in the fall. So we're going to try it out this year, just doing the entire year with virtual new teacher seminars. So each month will be a different topic. We have 8 different topics. We're starting off with family relationships, culturally responsive teaching, equity in the classroom. That's really what our first month's topic is going to be about, and then we'll move to other topics like classroom management, family engagement, really important topics that are especially relevant to new teachers but are relevant to all teachers. Everyone is welcome to come, but it's still branded as new teacher seminars because we want to make sure this is something that new teachers are really taking advantage of as an extension to the TIPS program that you've already done. So I'm going to go through what's on here. We have those relevant topics. We have these things called Polk Schools Proud Awards, which are so awesome to see the reactions of teachers. We do some underground work, and we try to get information about people. And so there's a select few group that get to have a shout out. And it's basically, they're coming from your administrators, from coaches, different people who are seeing these new teachers really hit the ground running. And so we get to award them and recognize them for the work that they're doing. Like we said, advice from teacher leaders. We really try not to be the ones that are giving the PD as much as we can, because we know teachers love to learn from other teachers. So as much as we can, we really try to get teachers that are in the classroom who are showing things that work, and that we really showcase what they're doing and let you learn from them. And then, of course, it's going to be really easy virtual access this year. We're still going to use Zoom, so you would join into the Zoom session. We'll use the breakout feature, so you can still have those small group discussions and take a deeper dive into each of those topics. But we will be broadcasting to Facebook Live as well. That way we can engage a larger audience. And like most of our programs, you can get in-service points if you're on a professional certificate. You need 120 in-service points to renew after 5 years. So you get in-service points for seminars. So it's good to know. Here is a quote from one of our new teacher seminar attendees that was really powerful for us. If you're a new teacher, or you know a new teacher, or maybe you're going into your second or third year of teaching, I'm sure you have thought this at some point, right? Like, what in the world did I get into? I'm guilty of that as well. I think probably at the end of the year for the first 5 years, probably, I was like, I can't do this. I'm not going to do this. And it's goodness for the teachers around me that were able to support me and say, it's hard, but it's worth it, and we can help. And so this is what new teacher seminars can really help empower you to do, is say, I can keep going. I'm building my toolbox so that way I can feel like I have the confidence and the skills to be able to be effective in this job. All right, this next program is, I will say, probably one of our favorites. We love Extending Excellence. So with Extending Excellence, a really, really unique program that pairs our newer teachers, and when I say newer, again, I mean teachers in their first 5 years, with teachers who are high impact teachers, teachers who are using proven strategies that are making an impact on student performance and student feedback. So we pair them with these teachers, and they use basic, kind of like a lesson study type technique where they see each other in their classrooms, and we work on a specific skill each month. So pre-COVID, how this would look is we would go and observe all of this mentor group. We'd have 3 mentees to 1 mentor. We would actually go and travel to that teacher's classroom, to the mentor teacher's classroom. We would observe their teaching and focus on a specific skill, say classroom management. Afterwards, we get to have feedback and debrief sessions, and be able to have a whole group debrief together where we talk about research-based information. So when we're going through that, we're actually getting to see things like effect size and different pieces that really have an impact on student success. Then you're given a full month to be able to practice those techniques in your classroom. And then we're able to all, again, travel to not just the mentor's classroom, but to the mentee's classroom and get to see each other in action and showcase the practice that you've done. So obviously that's not something that can happen this year in our COVID world. So what we're doing is we're making it a virtual experience, which really we kind of had on our minds even before this happened, because we have schools like way out in Davenport, Poinciana, Haines City, that are, it's hard to get to with the travel time. We don't want to incur the cost of gas. So we think this might be something that would give greater access to all of our teachers. In doing this, you're going to have you're going to record your teaching, and you'll still get that individualized feedback, not from your principal, not from us, really, per se, from another peer teacher. And so it's so incredible and valuable because it's not evaluative. It's another teacher who's in your shoes who can give you help to help grow your skill and be able to make you a better teacher. So it's really, really powerful. It's not something that it's like oh, you're a new teacher, you must struggle with this. It's really individualized, so it makes it really powerful as well. So we have several sessions going on with that, and as you can see on the bottom, it says applications are due August 31st. After this meeting, we're going to release the applications, and we're going to ask for them to be returned to us or to be filled out by August 31st. I will say it is required that your principal support you being in this program, whether it's as a mentee or a mentor, and Tamika will get to that mentor part later. The principal has to recommend you for the program. And if you're a mentor, well, there's also additional requirements as well. So know that that is a big piece of it as well. Let me go ahead. I'm going to show you. Here's a quote from one of our mentees that talked about the impact this program had on her. My favorite part about the quote is saying it helps me get out of my own space to think outside the box. We say this thing all the time. We say, you don't know what you don't know. You don't. And it's amazing to learn from each other. The mentees learn from each other. Mentors learn from the mentees. Everyone's learning because you're outside of your space and you get to see what else is out there. And what's really great is also seeing why things work. We break it down to easy to practice techniques rather than keeping it really high in theory. So this is our last video we'll show for this session. We wanted to show it because it's really powerful to get to see and hear our Polk County teachers engaging in this program and hearing the impact that it had. So instead of showing it from here, I'm going to go to YouTube to share it. All right, can you see my screen? We good, Tamika, can you see it? I can only see your face. Okay. All right, let me play.
Polk County Public Schools offers personalized one-on-one training for our teachers in the classroom. Extending Excellence pairs new teachers with experienced ones, and through classroom observations and lesson discussions, they become more knowledgeable and skilled in their teaching craft.
I wanted to be involved in Extending Excellence because I love getting feedback on my teaching style, and I'm always looking to improve my teaching style, so I figured this would be the perfect program for that. Having a mentor has been extremely helpful. Having someone that isn't at my school campus has been really awesome because it kind of gives you a fresh set of eyes. Elisa has encouraged me and helped me move forward and given me strategies that I wouldn't have thought of and that maybe other teachers and staff at my school wouldn't have thought of.
I think working with other teachers from across the county and being able to collaborate with them and share strategies and knowledge, I've already seen such tremendous growth in the teachers that I've worked with. Both in managing their classroom and incorporating the different strategies for classroom discussion and questioning students. And I hope to see at the end that they take something away from it that will benefit them and that they'll carry on throughout their teaching career.
I'm so happy I joined Extending Excellence because it's given me an opportunity to perfect my craft of teaching and to have on-the-spot feedback that I can use with my students. I would say the biggest takeaway is practice. Practice, practice, practice. I loved Extending Excellence, how they would give us a target focus for that month, and being able to apply it into my classroom right away has been wonderful. I think it just also opened my eyes that strategies can be used in multiple different ways. So having that visual experience of seeing what we've been talking about, but actually in action in the classroom has been extremely beneficial.
What's really important is to think about what it was like when I first started teaching. As a mentor, you kind of think, what are some things that I wish I had or I wish somebody would have been able to speak with me about to help me improve on those skills to become a better teacher? Even in a short amount of time as teachers, we've seen some major growth with how confident they've become in their teaching abilities and trying to say, okay, what now can I work on? And I think that's the ultimate goal is what can I use that's working or what's the next thing I can try to improve on? Because I think every day we can always try to keep going and improving our skills as teachers.
In our program, everyone's learning. You can take something from everybody, and we have a community that we're all sharing ideas and strategies, and we're all working together for